It's no secret that growing up, I was a Nintendo kid. So naturally, Nintendo's first-party IPs hold a special place in my heart. And because of that, I'm always gonna keep an eye on what Nintendo has next up their sleeve, especially after the release of Super Mario Odyssey. I love that game. That moment when you reach the top of New Donk City and Pauline is singing, classic. So to my surprise, just a few months ago, Nintendo shocked the world by revealing during their Direct that they had a new Mario game on the way. Was this the long-awaited follow-up to Super Mario Odyssey? No. Well, was this the long-awaited follow-up to Super Mario Galaxy 2? No. What about Super Mario Sunshine? No. Instead, we got an announcement for a game called Super Mario Bros. Wonder. A 2D platformer at first glance looks exactly like new Super Mario Bros. Wii, new Super Mario Bros. U, and new Super Mario Bros. 2. I said to myself, great. Another generic 2D platformer Nintendo threw together last second to milk the Mario name. I instantly lost interest and I stopped paying this game any mind. If my interest levels could be measured, I'd argue my interest for Super Mario Wonder was below sea level. That is, until the reviews for the game dropped. I watched several reviews from major publications and creators I follow, and the universal sentiment seemed to be that Super Mario Wonder is the best 2D Mario since Super Mario World. Some were even saying it was better or a spiritual successor. Once again, I grew up a Nintendo kid, so when I hear on par or better than Super Mario World, my ears perk up. After all, this is the game that gave us the beloved Super Mario World. Comparisons are a bold claim. That is one of my favorite games of all time. So I decided to call an audible and investigate the game for myself. I headed to the store and I picked up a copy of Super Mario Wonder, and after spending some time with the game, I am here to share my thoughts. Before we get into it, quick disclaimer. The following video is not a full review. At the time of this recording, I have not completed the game. I am simply sharing some first impressions. Take everything I say with a grain of salt because my opinion is subject to change upon completion. Please be sure to watch numerous videos before making your purchase so that you are informed. And with that being said, here's what you need to know before you install Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Super Mario Wonder is the latest entry in the long line of 2D Mario games. It's out now exclusively for the Switch and it'll set you back $60. But this time around, the campaign involves a deep and original, let me stop lying. The story is the same as every other Mario game. Bowser's up to no good, but this time he sets his eyes on taking over the neighboring Flower Kingdom, so Mario and the gang catch the Greyhound bus over to stop him. In the process, you have to work your way through numerous levels. And this is where I want to start the conversation. Level design in Mario Wonder is top notch. When I watched the reviews of this game, I felt like all I heard was how amazing the game was, but I couldn't find anyone to articulate exactly why. Hopefully my words can help you. The level design in this game is great for a multitude of reasons. There's several maps you have to clear out, and each has their own theme similar to previous Mario games. What makes this game different is the depth each level has. The first few levels left me utterly unimpressed. They were simple by design and easy to complete. I was ready to write this game off early on, but after the third or fourth level, things really start to pick up. Not only do things become more challenging, but more importantly, creative. It may sound like a bit of a weird comparison, but hear me out. The level design in this game reminded me a bit of Elden Ring, not visually, but the mystery aspect of it all. Wonder is one of the games where the 4-player co-op really complements it because you want to have somebody by your side helping you explore and unlock everything each level has to offer. A lot of times, a level's secrets aren't obvious, but when you discover them, it feels rewarding because the game does reward you with useful items. There was this one level where a bunch of pipes were on the screen, and out of curiosity, I attempted to enter each of them, and I found a screen that allows you to navigate to the back side of the map to discover more secrets. Stuff like that to me is just cool. Then you have the flower aspect of the game. Each level has a blue flower you have to find, and when you touch it, it unlocks a new part of the map that usually is one giant acid trip. It completely flips the level design on its head, and it leads to more collectibles needed to progress the story. That being said, if you do like drugs, I highly advise you not play this game when you're high, because this game is vibrant and loopy at times. Not to mention,
drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.
Controls are simple. This is a platformer, so expect to mainly be running and jumping. The exception being the power-ups like the fireball and the new elephant suit. Each power-up has their pros and cons and can lead to finding secret paths or extra coins in a level. An example being the elephant suit's ability to carry water, which can be used as an attack or to water plants that leads to money or hidden paths. To add another layer to the power-ups is the game features a new perk system. All throughout the game, you will unlock new perks like floating with your hat to extend your jumps or the ability to swim faster. You have to equip said perk before each level, meaning not only can you power up your suits to affect your playthrough, but the perks you pick affect the playthrough as well. I thought this was cool because it allows for replayability if you're looking to try to unlock everything in the level. The concept of having the right thing equipped at the right time might sound annoying, but I didn't find it that way, seeing as the levels in the game are relatively short. Matter of fact, the game is short overall, with it only taking the average player to beat it 11.5 hours, according to howlongtobeat.com. So if you load in with the wrong setup, it's not an issue to run it right back with a different setup to access a part of the level that you couldn't before. Now, I do have a few gripes with this game, the first of which being that this game features 12 playable characters from the Mario universe, yet they all play exactly the same. This felt lazy, seeing as I feel as if Nintendo missed an opportunity to make the levels even more creative. In previous games, Luigi has a higher, more floaty jump that could have been used to create secret areas only he could access. Or how about Peach's ability to levitate? That could have been used to find secret areas across the screen only she could see. Or how about Captain Toad? He could have been used to dig up secret items nobody else had access to but him. Instead, they opted to hide Captain Toad off in random corners where he just gives you free coins like you on
EBT, I just swipe my EBT.
Another gripe I have with this game is that the co-op isn't shared XP. Instead, someone can hop in your game and you'll see them, but they're a ghost. So if you get an item, they have to pick it up themselves too. This feels pointless because either way you both end up with the content, so why not make it shared progress instead of being a hassle? Wonder also suffers from performance issues. The frame rate is all over the place. One moment it's a buttery 60 FPS, and another it feels like it's dipping below 30. It can be annoying because the whole game is based around making precise jumps and movements, so I need a steady frame rate. I also had to adjust to the game's lack of anti-aliasing. Wonder is a vibrant game, but everything looks real jagged without anti-aliasing, so it took a while for my eyes to adjust to the blurry visuals. If all you play is your Switch, this might not be a big deal, but if you're used to playing on things like PC, PS5, or Xbox Series X, you're gonna notice how unsmooth the game looks. Basically, once again, the Switch is showing its age. It's past time for a new console, Nintendo. But thankfully, the performance isn't terrible. It's just the occasional frame dip, and your eyes will adjust to the blurry visuals eventually. So it hasn't totally ruined my experience. Overall, I'd say Nintendo does got another one. This is a simple and fun game with some of the most creative level design that I've seen in a while. Now, I don't know if I'd put it up there with Super Mario World, seeing as I haven't finished the game yet, but I am comfortable saying this is a really good game at the time of this recording, so do what you will with that information. Now, if Mario isn't your cup of tea and you're looking for a different good game to be suggested to you, I'd suggest clicking the card on the screen and checking out my video on Insomniac's Spider-Man 2. I'm sure you've heard a lot of your peers scream, "It's the game of the year!" But do I agree? Click the card on the screen and find out what you need to know before you install Spider-Man 2.